शायद सब खत्म होने पर तुम्हें आरिफ को you know what I mean.
Understood, sir.
What? Like take him out? What the heck does that mean?
Hey everybody, welcome back to ChaatNChat. My name is Miguel.
I'm Josh.
We are watching A Wednesday. This is part 2. If you've missed part 1, please check the description down below. We put the link so you can go back, watch that, and then come back here and watch part 2 with
Like
us.
it's so easy.
Yeah, it's so easy, so easy. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, share, and like button parta pramaro.
No, it's not the same building. This guy was going up like scaffolding and stuff. Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. He's nowhere
He
near.
checked 12 floors very quickly though.
सर क्या वजह है कि इन चारों को अचानक
That
से
is a little TV. It's a toaster TV. TV toaster. Maybe it's a combo. See, yeah, the toast can come right out the top there.
यहाँ कोई नहीं है सर। वो चाहता था कि हम यहाँ आए। Do not disturb का साइन लगा हुआ।
वापस आ जाओ
सर।
हमें उन चारों को इकट्ठा करना होगा. Start the process.
Maybe he wants to do them a favor and kill all 4 of them. Because the police are not doing justice, and maybe
like he had a family member that died.
Yeah, because of them, and maybe, yeah. So he's going to do the deed that the police can't do. Remember, he said his wife twice, and then he had this phone call that I said was really weird.
Like that wasn't his wife?
No, it was almost like it was a recording or something.
Oh, dude, I just got goosebumps. If that's right, that is dark. He listens to. Oh my God. You better not be right.
It's just an idea I had. We've been there, Infinity Mall.
ये बात पब्लिक से छुपाकर कब तक रखेंगे?
क्या बताएंगे पब्लिक को? उसको पकड़ने के अलावा हमारे पास कोई रास्ता भी नहीं है. वो नयना रॉय के थ्रू हमें बराबर मॉनिटर कर रहा है.
राठौर साहब, थैंक यू वेरी मच.
It's all right. और क्या चाहिए? पैसा? प्राइवेट प्लेन? क्या?
एक वैन में ये चारों लोग मेरे पास पहुंचा दीजिए. जुहू एविएशन बेस के रनवे नंबर 4 के दाईं तरफ एक नया स्ट्रिप बना है. मुझे ये चारों लोग वहां ठीक 5 बजे चाहिए. उनके साथ आपके सिर्फ 2 ऑफिसर्स होंगे. दोनों के पास फोन्स होंगे विद लाउडस्पीकर फैसिलिटी.
क्या गारंटी है कि सब कुछ होने के बाद तुम की लोकेशन मुझे बता दोगे?
गारंटी? मैं आपको पंखा बेच रहा हूँ.
Am I selling you a fan?
यहाँ हजारों की जान को खतरा है.
मुझ पे भरोसा करने के अलावा आपके पास और कोई रास्ता है? मैं आपको ठीक 5 बजे फिर फोन करूंगा.
Wow, they need to update their system, man.
हर एक मिनट में नंबर स्विच हो रहा है सर। और ये तभी पॉसिबल है जब आप अपने फोन को किसी सिस्टम के थ्रू रूट करें। जो भी ये कर रहा है सर, वो किसी पीसीओ में ट्रेन किया हुआ आदमी नहीं है. वी नीड हैकर सर.
Then get one. जू एविएशन बेस की बुकिंग लिस्ट चेक करो. कौन सा प्राइवेट प्लेन किसके लिए किसने बुक किया है?
सर.
या
सर, बाहर एक सब इंस्पेक्टर है सर. उसने उस आदमी को देखा सर.
उसके पास एक काला जेन के टेबल्स का एक बैग था. वो एक रिपोर्ट लिखाने के लिए आया था सर. उसका पर्स खो गया था.
तुम क्या कर रहे थे?
सर इतनी सिक्योरिटी थी वहाँ, मैं क्या कर सकता.
एक स्केच आर्टिस्ट को इससे मिलवाओ. उसका स्केच बनवाओ और इसको दिखाओ. रफीक किधर है?
12 नंबर में.
रफीक को स्केच दिखाकर वेरीफाई करवाओ.
I mean, yeah, you can't really hold this guy accountable. Like anyone could have walked in there with a bag. It's not like he went through metal detectors or something, which he should have done. And there's no CCTV footage in the police station.
I can't believe I can't see that. That is CM showing up.
Probably.
Central Minister or something. What does CM stand for?
I don't know.
Inquiring minds want to know.
मैं चाहता हूं कि तुम ठीक 5 बजे जुहू एविएशन बेस के मेन गेट पर पहुंच जाओ.
नहीं.
Oh.
मेरे पास 10-15 फोन नंबर्स और भी हैं. There's a lot of news hungry people out there. हाँ या ना?
It's better her because she's already connected. Wow, that is one exact replica sketch of him. He's a great artist. Great memory of that dude.
सर मैंने उस आदमी को सुना है. मेरी राय में प्रकाश जो कर रहे हैं सही कर रहे हैं. हम लोग पैनिक और सवाल करने की बजाय इनकी मदद करें तो ज्यादा बेहतर होगा. एंड हिज कॉम्पिटेंस टू डील विद दिस इज अनक्वेश्चनेबल.
दो ऑफिसर्स जो उनको लेके जाएगी वो कौन है?
सर आरिफ खान और जय सिंह।
प्रकाश तुम सीनियर एक्सपीरियंस्ड ऑफिसर्स है तुम्हारे पास और तुम सोलंकी
सर प्लीज ट्रस्ट मी।
I mean, he knows his people, yeah?
प्रकाश मुंबई में आज फिर नहीं होने चाहिए
नहीं होंगे सर।
और मुझे वो 4 लोग उनके हवाले नहीं करना है।
That I will try, sir.
Oh, he's starting to crack a little bit. I mean, in the beginning he was very confident. I think it's starting to fade.
ये चारों इस वक्त स्पेशल फोर्स के जरिए अपने अपने ठिकानों से पिकअप किए जा रहे हैं। ये रहे ट्रांसफर ऑर्डर्स। इब्राहिम खान
चलिए।
Oh, he expected it. More coordinated than I thought. This guy's very shifty.
Just a little. Is he the pimp? He was the pimp.
The arms pimp?
His shirt and everything. Yeah, he was the pimp.
वो कॉन्फ्रेंस कॉल करेगा। इस फोन में लाउड स्पीकर फैसिलिटी है। तुम दोनों एक साथ हम सब की बातें सुन सकोगे। जुहू एविएशन बेस पहुंचने के लिए 3 रास्ते हैं। द क्विकेस्ट वे टू रीच बाय द हाईवे, तुम लोग वही रास्ता लोगे। दिस इज नॉट ए प्री प्लान्ड ऑपरेशन, इट्स एक्सटेम्पोर। सो दैट्स इट गाइस, जस्ट कीप योर कूल। ऑल द बेस्ट एंड कम ओवर टू माय प्लेस इन द इवनिंग, विल हैव अ ड्रिंक टुगेदर।
सर राइट सर।
At least he puts a little prize in that.
Yes. Very
Prize
cash.
Yeah, very cash. I expect you guys to be there. So.
शायद सब खत्म होने पर तुम्हें आरिफ को
Oh.
You know what I mean.
अंडरस्टूड सर।
What? Like, take him out? What the heck does that mean? You have to do something to him? Like, maybe
Drop
it
him
means,
off
like,
at the McDonald's
give
at
him
the
a high
corner.
five.
Give him a high five.
Say,
Give him a hug.
ये बच्चा कौन है?
सर इसका नाम अनुज है, हैकर है सर। साइबर क्राइम केसेस क्रैक करने में अक्सर हमारी मदद करता है।
इक्विपमेंट और ये सेटअप समझ में आ रहा तुम्हारी?
नो सर, ये सारे इक्विपमेंट्स आउटडेटेड हैं। आप लोग अभी भी एन सीरीज के 3423 मॉडल्स यूज़ कर रहे हैं, जबकि एस सीरीज को लॉन्च हुए 3 महीने से ज़्यादा हो चुके हैं।
ये होगा तुमसे?
डेफिनेटली, आई एम अ ड्रॉप आउट बाय चॉइस सर।
drop out by choice. Progressing too quickly, I guess. Wow. They have a very big escort.
They're not like gonna shackle them or something onto the bus. Looks pretty easy. This guy just is. I hate the world, man. Wow. Okay. Pigeon station.
क्या स्टेटस है?
ऑन स्केड्यूल है सर।
एनी प्रॉब्लम?
नॉट एट ऑल सर।
ठीक है, वहां पहुंच के मुझे फोन करना।
यस सर।
Are they gonna talk? This is getting kind of awkward. Oh. Okay.
इब्राहिम भाई, इन लोगों के सहमे हुए चेहरे देखकर लग रहा है कि हम रिहा होने वाले हैं। मुझे तो ये भी लग रहा है कि शायद हम लोग।
That means close your mouth. Keep your trap shut till we get there.
6 साल का था। मेरे अब्बा जान की किसी से जाति दुश्मनी थी। 3 लोग मेरे स्कूल आए और मुझे उठा कर ले गए। उन लोगों ने मेरे बदले पैसे मांगे, अब्बा जान ने दे दिए। लेकिन उन लोगों की भूख नहीं मिटी, मुझे बेहिसाब मारा। जान गले तक आ गई, इतना
I would
मारा।
have put hoods over their heads in that way and said, "Keep quiet," and that way they wouldn't even have known about each other.
Right.
Yeah. So.
मैंने उसे कहा कि चाचा अगर लटकाना ही है तो आम के पेड़ से लटका दो। वो आदमी हंस पड़ा, मुझे उतारने को बोला। उतरा तो मेरे सर पे एक टप्पी मारी और मुझे घर भेज दिया। मैं बच गया। 4 साल बाद मैंने उन तीनों को उसी पेड़ से लटका कर मारा।
You're a cruel, evil person.
इसको भी यहीं मार दो ना मियां।
Oh, he got him scared for a second.
Like I said.
Well, you see what they're doing, right? Because he saw the thing around his neck, so he knew that his name was going to be like a Muslim name, and the other guy is a Singh, like, you know, either Punjabi or Hindu.
Dude, you should not be picking up the phone.
हम लोग निकल चुके हैं।
कहाँ हो?
स्टेशन पर हूँ, ट्रेन पकड़ने वाली हूँ। पता नहीं क्या प्रॉब्लम है आज। कुछ ज़्यादा ही चेकिंग चल रही है।
नहीं वो कुछ नहीं, ड्रिल चल रही है।
And why did you turn your back to everything going on back there?
अनु।
I love you too. घर पहुंच के फोन करती हूँ। ओके, बाय।
I was really worried about her and the kid, knowing that they were taking the train, and he put one in the train station. Although that one should be really quick to find, because, like, honestly, it was right there in the middle of that big crowd.
Yeah.
You see something, you say something, right?
Exactly. Well, I almost thought they were going to lose their dish.
हम लोग पहुंच गए।
Stay put, I'll call back.
ठीक से खड़ा होना।
I'd have them sit down.
राठौर साहब, वो लोग पहुंच गए वहां?
हाँ,
मैं उनसे जरा बात करना चाहता हूँ।
आरिफ लाइन पर है, बोलो।
आरिफ, मैं अपने दोस्तों से बात करना चाहता हूँ।
वो सुन रहे हैं, बोलो।
हाँ साहब, हमें ये हिदायत दी गई है कि हम अच्छी तरह से तहकीकात कर लें कि ये लोग आप ही हैं, कोई बहरूपिये नहीं, या इस मुल्क की पुलिस ने कोई तरकीब या साजिश तो नहीं की। एक एक करके मुझे अपने नाम और दस्तखत बताएंगे। तफसील की जरूरत नहीं है, सिर्फ इशारा काफी होगा।
इब्राहिम खान, बम्बई 93, फक्र है।
इखलाक अहमद, गुजरात 2002, फक्र है।
मोहम्मद जहीर, मुंबई 2006, फक्र है।
Like when they got planted?
तुम्हारे सामने 2 बेंचेस पड़े हैं और उनके हाथ खोल के तुम अपने दोस्त के साथ चुपचाप बिना मुड़े वहां से निकलोगे। तुम्हारे पास सिर्फ 10 मिनट हैं, स्टार्टिंग नाउ। और ये दोहराने की जरूरत नहीं है कि अगर तुमने कोई बेवकूफी की तो हजारों जाने जा सकती हैं। राठौर साहब, आरिफ के वहां से निकलने के बाद मैं आपको फिर फोन करूंगा और उनके एग्जैक्ट लोकेशंस आपको बताऊंगा।
जैसा बोल रहा वैसा करो।
I just don't see how he thinks he's gonna get away. I don't know. Like, I guess they have a flight planned already. They'll get him on the flight and fly away. But it didn't seem like all of them were in custody except for one guy was in handcuffs. So why would he need to collect them the way he did? Unless you're right to take him out and there's explosives under the benches.
Yeah, maybe.
लोकल कॉल था। जब वो अगली बार कॉल करेगा तो मैं उसकी एग्जैक्ट लोकेशन बता सकता हूँ।
Are you sure?
Definitely, sir. He's good, but not the best.
It's like the guy, the kid is taking it so lightly.
Yeah.
If he knew.
इन तीनों को छोड़, इसको साथ लेके चलते हैं और ये तब छूटेगा जब वो हमें की एग्जैक्ट लोकेशन बताएगा।
मैं सर को फोन कर रहा हूँ।
सर बोलेंगे तब भी नहीं छोड़ूंगा मैं इसे।
आरिफ, तू पागल हो गया? कोई ना कोई देख रहा होगा हमें यहाँ पे।
तो हमें जाते देखकर वो जरूर फोन करेगा।
This is what he probably meant by saying he had to do something with Arif.
इब्राहिम भाई का क्या करेंगे ये?
क्या करेंगे? बाद में छुड़ा लेंगे इनको।
अभी क्या खुशी भाई?
इंतजार और क्या, कोई ना कोई आता ही होगा।
Okay, the suspense is actually killing me. I have no idea this guy's plan. Oh, a secret phone. Yeah, I think you're right. Whoa, whoa. Got like the flaming bodies and everything. Jeez.
अब तो मुझे उसके लोकेशंस दोगे।
पहले आप जरा आरिफ को फोन करके वहां का स्टेटस मालूम कीजिए, मुझे उसका जवाब सुनना है।
संभाल इसको।
Play it cool, play it cool.
सर, ये उन्हें बचाने का नहीं, मारने का प्लान था। वहां पहले से रखा हुआ था। हम जैसे ही उन्हें छोड़ के बाहर निकले, गया।
मतलब वो चारों?
नहीं सर, मैंने वहां सिर्फ जहीर, इखलाक और लाला को छोड़ा था। इसकी इंफॉर्मेशन सिक्योर करने के लिए इब्राहिम को अपने साथ ले लिया था सर। हाँ सर, वो हमारे साथ ही है, जिंदा है।
And he kind of seemed like the ringleader too, which is probably the guy he wanted to take out the most.
ये क्या हो रहा है?
आरिफ ठीक कह रहा है राठौर साहब। आरिफ जरा फोन को लाउडस्पीकर पे लगाओ, मैं चाहता हूं इब्राहिम खां भी ये बात सुने। मैं इब्राहिम खां, इखलाक अहमद, मोहम्मद जहीर और खुर्शीद लाला को बचाना नहीं, मारना चाहता था। और इनफैक्ट अब आप लोग मेरा ये काम पूरा करेंगे आज, अभी।
Which one of them is going to do that?
आपके घर में कॉकरोच आता है तो आप क्या करते हैं राठौर साहब? आप उसको पालते नहीं, मारते हैं। ये चारों कॉकरोच मेरा घर गंदा कर रहे थे और आज मैं अपना घर साफ करना चाहता हूँ।
तुम हो कौन?
मैं वो हूँ जो आज बस और ट्रेन में चढ़ने से डरता है। काम पर जाता है तो उसकी बीवी को लगता है जंग पे जा रहा है, पता नहीं लौटेगा या नहीं। हर 2 घंटे बाद फोन करती है कि चाय पी के नहीं, खाना खाया कि नहीं। दरअसल वो ये जानना चाहती है कि मैं जिंदा हूं या नहीं। मैं वो हूं जो किसी के हाथ में तस्बीह देख के शक करता है, और मैं वो भी हूं जो आजकल दाढ़ी बढ़ाने और टोपी पहनने से घबराता है। बिजनेस के लिए दुकान खरीदता है तो सोचता है दुकान का नाम क्या रखूं।
That's what he's getting at. Okay. Over his name, stereotypes and prejudice.
I'm just the stupid common man wanting to clean his house.
आज अचानक ये स्टूपिड कॉमन मैन कैसे जाग गया?
क्यों जाग गया? तो तकलीफ हो रही है? जिंदगी भर घुट घुट के मरते रहना चाहिए था मुझे? और ये अचानक नहीं हुआ राठौर साहब। यूं समझिए कि टाइम नहीं मिला। वो बाकी का एक कॉकरोच भी आज ही मरेगा।
ये चार ही क्यों? और भी तो हैं?
मैंने लॉटरी निकाली, इन चारों का नाम निकला है।
Not a lottery for them.
तुम हो क्या?
मतलब
हिंदू हो, मुसलमान हो, क्या हो?
मेरे मजहब का इससे कुछ लेना देना नहीं है।
लेना देना है।
मैंने कहा ना, आई एम जस्ट द स्टूपिड कॉमन मैन।
तुम्हें डर लग रहा है पकड़े जाने का, मारे जाने का?
शायद।
बी स्पेसिफिक, हाँ या ना?
हाँ।
तो फिर ये डर याद रखना और ये मत सोचना कि तुम आम आदमी का झंडा दिखाकर बच जाओगे। तुम जो साबित कर रहे हो ना, वो
मैं साबित कुछ नहीं करना चाहता राठौर साहब। मैं सिर्फ आपको याद दिलाना चाहता हूं कि लोगों में गुस्सा बहुत है, उन्हें आजमाना बंद कीजिए। वी आर रेजिलियंट बाय फोर्स, नॉट बाय चॉइस। आपको क्या लगता है कि जो लोग हमें मारते हैं वो हमसे ज्यादा इंटेलिजेंट हैं? अरे इंटरनेट पर टाइप करके सर्च मारिए, 352 साइट्स मिलेंगे कि कैसे बनाया जाता है, क्या क्या इक्विपमेंट इस्तेमाल होता है।
And then it'll put you on a watch list.
एक ऐसा हादसा होता है तो चैनल बदल बदल के सारा माजरा देख लिया, एसएमएस किया, फोन किया, शुक्र मनाया कि हम लोग बच गए, और फिर हम उस सिचुएशन से लड़ने के बजाय उसके साथ एडजस्ट करना शुरू कर देते।
Yeah, this is that whole complacency and yeah.
Why are you not nipping them in the bud? एक आदमी गुनहगार है या नहीं, इसको साबित करने के लिए आपको 10 साल लग जाते हैं। आपको नहीं लगता कि ये आपकी काबिलियत पर
Court
सवाल है?
systems everywhere, man.
Yeah.
राठौर साहब, मुझे यकीन है कि जो ट्रेन हुए वो सिर्फ एक एक्टिविटी नहीं थी, वो एक बहुत बड़ा सवाल था। और वो सवाल ये था कि भाई हम तो तुम्हें इसी तरह मारेंगे, तुम क्या कर लोगे? They asked us this question on a Friday, repeated it on Tuesday. I'm just replying on Wednesday.
तुम्हारा कोई जान पहचान वाला मारा था में?
क्यों? मुझे उस दिन का इंतजार करना चाहिए जब मेरा कोई अपना बेवजह इस तरह की जलील मौत मरे, तब मेरा ये कदम आपको जायज मालूम होगा?
Dude, he has a answer for everything. My God.
मेरा अपना कोई था उस ट्रेन में, 20-21 साल का था। नाम नहीं जानता मैं उसका। ऐसे बहुत सारे लोग थे, एक दूसरे को नाम से नहीं जानते थे, सिर्फ हेलो से जानते थे। हादसे से एक रोज पहले उसने मुस्कुरा के मुझे अपनी एंगेजमेंट रिंग दिखाई थी।
It's interesting how, like, not knowing someone, but you have these connections, right?
Yeah.
With just strangers,
And-
really.
अगले रोज मेरी ट्रेन मिस हो गई, मैं बच
I
गया।
love this that he's a single man
पर वो नहीं बच
in
पाया।
front of a backdrop of hundreds of
उसके बाद जब मैं ट्रेन में गया तो मेरी जान पहचान का कोई नहीं था।
And that's when it happened.
कोई, pardon my language, लेकिन कोई बटन दबाकर मेरे लिए ये फैसला नहीं करेगा कि मुझे कब मरना है।
Appreciate the translation.
वो लोग मेरे जैसे 200 को मारें तो ठीक है, और मैं उन जैसे सिर्फ 4 को मारूं तो ये अजीब सा है।
Yeah.
आपकी गलती नहीं है। आम आदमी से यही उम्मीद की जाती है। आम आदमी की तरह जियो, आम आदमी की तरह बर्दाश्त करो, और आम आदमी की तरह मरो।
Somehow or another, they're elevated above the common man.
राठौर साहब, आरिफ, ये आप दोनों पे डिपेंड करता है कि ये मेरा आखिरी कॉल होगा या नहीं।
Wow, that took a long time to get his location.
मुझे न्यूज पर यह कंफर्म्ड रिपोर्ट चाहिए कि इब्राहिम खान मर चुका है। अगर ऐसा होता है तो मैं आपको फौरन फोन करके बता दूंगा कि सारे कहां हैं, और अगर ऐसा नहीं होता तो आगे आपकी जिम्मेदारी।
That was a speech.
Yeah. Preach it though.
बेटा, व्हाट इज 2+2?
क्या?
अब से 10 मिनट बाद तुम रनवे नंबर 4 पर जाकर एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट न्यूज कवर करोगी। मैंने प्रॉमिस किया था ना कि ये तुम्हारी जिंदगी का सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट दिन होगा। गो सी फॉर योरसेल्फ।
आपने मुझे भी बेटा कहा?
तुमने सही सुना।
She's like, that was a very different tone.
हम साथ रहेंगे तो कोई हमारा कुछ नहीं बिगाड़ सकता। अमेरिका में, लंदन में घुस के मारा ना हमने, कोई रोक सका?
बस हिंदुस्तान में आके गलती कर दी।
ये सब एक एक्सीडेंट है?
एक्सीडेंट ही है सर।
मुझे इस एक्सीडेंट की डिटेल्ड रिपोर्ट कल सुबह मिलनी चाहिए।
I mean, if they do it with a bullet, not really sure how it's an accident.
Well, they're gonna kill them all. They had a fiery bus accident, but you know
They still can't kill him with a bullet.
he
the
needs
autopsy
to
will
call.
Sir.
Heads.
Sir.
say. Wow, no hesitation, straight up.
He said heads?
Yeah, I guess that was a code word for tag him out. I kind of thought that. No, he would not. Why? Oh.
बोल के तो
what
मरा
is it
होता। टाइम नहीं है।
called?
उधर देख।
Like the direct.
Yeah.
What do they call that?
Sir, please छोड़ दीजिए. I was wrong. He's not just good. He's the best.
He's letting him go. Like he didn't want to catch him.
एकदम श्योर नहीं लगता कि ये वही आदमी है। मतलब लगता
See,
कि
कितने परसेंट लगता है?
They're getting to all of them. The common man's
वो
speech.
अपने
1% लगता है?
जी मैं
Yeah, nobody wants to come forward now because they're like, dude,
The
what that
dude
guy
is-
said had
is-
a point.
Has a total point, and it's like, how do you deal with that?
और ये वही जगह है जहाँ पर 4 खूनखार भागने की कोशिश करते हुए अपनी जान से हाथ धो बैठे। इन आरोपियों के नाम हैं खुर्शीद लाला, इखलाक अहमद, मोहम्मद जहीर और इब्राहिम
Sees
खान।
his work is complete now. He can pack up. But I want to know about those groceries.
मैंने कोई और प्लांट नहीं किया था।
पता है।
Nice talking to you, sir.
So what were those bags that, like the one at the train station?
He knows that he basically used the fear that they all have against them. He had to go and get his groceries.
Yeah. Maybe he does have wife at home then. And
Yeah. Maybe that was going to get him caught.
सर ये बताइए कैसे हुआ?
एक्चुअली हम लोग जा रहे थे इन 4 लोगों को हमें शिफ्ट करना था। रूटीन प्रोसेस है।
Oh, just a tiny little poof.
This will be interesting. Could go either way. Oh, it's a tough one. See, he thinks that he doesn't know what he looks like. So,
He must be smarter than that.
Excuse me.
जी
टाइम क्या हुआ? हाँ मेरी घड़ी रुक गई है।
5:30।
बहुत भारी बैग है आपका और
हाँ जी बोलिए।
आप निकल चुके हैं या वहीं हैं?
हाँ बस निकल ही रहा था, कोई मिल गया।
कौन मिल गया? कोई दोस्त?
पता नहीं।
Does that? No. Maybe.
हाँ मैं कह रहा था बहुत भारी बैग है आपका।
वो
मैं छोड़ दूं कहीं आपको? मेरी गाड़ी वो
पुलिस जीप।
I stole it.
नहीं थैंक यू, मैं बस यहीं जा रहा था।
You must recognize his voice too. I mean, Naseeruddin
Yes,
Shah has
yeah,
a
very
very
unique voice.
distinct voice.
प्रकाश राठौर।
आई एम
उसने
Wednesday.
मुझे अपना नाम बताया,
He told me his name.
लेकिन मैं वो नाम किसी को नहीं बता सकता।
Ah.
इंसान नाम में मजहब ढूंढ लेता है। हम सब जानते थे कि आम आदमी परेशान है इन सब चीजों से, लेकिन एक आम आदमी ये रास्ता भी ले सकता है, इसका अंदाजा बिल्कुल नहीं था। ये वाकया, ये केस किसी भी फाइल में दर्ज नहीं है, कहीं कोई रिकॉर्ड नहीं है, बस जहन में है मेरे। सही या गलत पता नहीं, लेकिन पर्सनली स्पीकिंग जो भी था अच्छा था।
Ah.
Wow. Wow.
Wow. That.
Jeez.
Wow.
That ending where he paused, because even so for you, maybe not so much, but for people watching this and that understand how people are named and names and stuff and which names are part of which region. I mean, there are even regional names where you'd be like, oh, that's a Gujarati name, or that's like South Indian, or here or there. I mean, so I was waiting for that moment too, for him to tell him his real name so that I'd be like, oh, where is it? Because they were talking about that before. So I'm like, okay, here it comes. Like, where's the name? And, you know, because he obviously gave a fake name when he was giving that police report. So so when they paused it there, I was like on pins and needles. I'm like, what? We don't get to know his name. And then when he said that, like, I'm not going to tell you his name because you know a man's like background when he says his name. I got goosebumps, like shivers when he said that. Like, it hit so hard. And I was like, dude, I fell into that trap. Because it was what that whole conversation was about on the phone is him telling him, he's like, it's not about that, I'm a common man, I'm coming in. He said that's hundreds of times. And yet I still, even then, was like, okay, who is this guy? And not think of him as a
Because you wanted to know more about him.
Yeah.
You wanted to know,
Oh,
you know.
jeez.
Yeah.
That was
I get
really
that, yeah.
good. The way that ended was just, that was creative, and I really enjoyed it. Now, a lot of times when it leaves on a cliffhanger like that, I hate movies that do that. But in this case, I actually really liked that.
There was, you know, I got to say, this is a really good movie. I like that it was, it gave you that intensity of, you know, things are happening fast and they're needing to keep going. So there was no lagging really in any of this. I like that. It kept the pacing, it kept pace with the stress and the compression and the intensity and the demand for what this, because I imagine that's what, you know, people feel when they're in those kinds of situations where they're having to make a decision and think, you know, yes or no here decides lives.
Yeah.
And you know, and sometimes lives on both sides, and where are the numbers and so forth, and then the optics, and also, you know, just so many things. And it's so tough. You know, you made the point. He seemed very cool and calm at first, and then, you know, there was a little bit of it started to unravel because you know, it just, he was frazzled, and this person had the upper hand. And maybe that is, I think, a little bit of also something that was being pointed out, is that the police and intelligence and all that are feeling frazzled because they are playing by a set amount of rules. We've talked about this a little bit before, where good people, good guys, police, government, and so forth in general play by good rules, fairness, and common sense, and so forth. All right? Bad guys and everybody else on the evil side, they don't play by any rules. That's why they do whatever they want, and they say, you know, I'm going to be above it. And then you try and catch them, make them accountable, and it's like, it's hard. The good side gets all frustrated because we can't convict him because there's not enough evidence, or we can't do this, you know, they should be executed, but no, we're going to hold on to him for life in jail and, you know, pay, and they're going to run a crime syndicate within the jail, you know, things like that. So it's maybe that is what they were trying to give a little bit of the frustration that all of the good system is feeling when it's, in a sense, held hostage and being forced to do something it doesn't want to do, okay? Because in a sense, they're saying, you got to kill these guys. You got to kill these guys, all right? And you're not doing it. So they're feeling that frustration. And this guy just made it so blatant for all of them that they're just like, ugh, and it made it so much of a realistic experience for themselves. You think about it, you know, he's talking about that young man on the train, and that, you know, that could have been anybody's, you know, family member, brother, sister, whatever. And, you know, that's just a very common thing. And they're just riding the train, or they're just getting on a bus and something bad happens. So, yeah, I really like this movie. I think I could watch it again. That's how good I think it is.
Well, so rate it?
Rate it? I'm going to give it a 9.
Okay.
No hesitation. 9.
Okay. Yeah, I liked some of the themes they went through here. I thought it was really well written because, again, it's like I was on the whole idea now that this guy is like kind of crazy. I thought maybe, you know, this, and then you put it so early that he's actually out to kill these guys. You had thought maybe it was because of his wife, and that would have been such a good twist if it was just like a voicemail of her saying like, hey, bring home tomatoes and stuff. And the fact that you're right, that he had all this already, and maybe it was like his routine. Oh man, if that would have hit a lot harder if you found out all that stuff. So I was there with you. As soon as you said that, I was like, okay, and that's what led me along the way. So, but if you wouldn't have said anything, this would have fooled me up until the point that it showed the bomb under the bench. So then I was expecting the bomb in the bench because I was like, no way, this guy, he's like everything he's doing. But, you know, I did like that. I like the themes in here. I like that common man approach because it does. You start seeing all this stuff on the news, and we've talked about it in other movies as well, is when you just, as you have brought up before, where if this, you see it so often that it doesn't hit you as hard. You know, so you start being complacent and just being like, oh, well, there's another one. And here in this country, we have a huge issue with school shootings, right? And so you see so many of them, and you see them on the news all the time, and you're like, oh, there's another one. Where's this one at? Or this and that. And then it's like, you know, back in the day when something like that would come up, it'd be like, oh my God, like everyone would stop what they're doing. They'd remember where they were. And now it is so common that it's just like, oh, there was when was last? There was one last week. There was one 2 weeks. I don't know. What were you doing during it? I don't really remember. Did I hear it on the news? Did I hear it on TV? Was it on my phone? The thing is because it happens so much that it becomes less of a, like a,
it should be a pivotal point. It should be significant.
It should when something like that big happens.
And people should take a pause and say, hey, why did this happen and what can we do about it? But it seems as people, as they experience it so often, they become numb to it and they just take it on as this is common.
Yeah.
This
guy was tired of all of that, and he was backed into a corner because again, if you are not connected to it, even if you are connected, you're like, what do I do? Like, what is there to do? It's like, you're kind of helpless in this situation because it's like you trust the government to be, as he said, pest control. And you really want the government to have faith in the government to be your own pest control of the country.
And cockroaches and everything else.
So it's like you expect them to do stuff, but then when you see it so much, like here, what I said with the school incidences and stuff, like you really want them to do something. They're not doing anything. So it's like, oh my God, like, what the hell? And it makes you feel almost useless or helpless. And then it's like, oh, then you start being scared to go outside. And that's when you let them win, because that's what they do. Fear mongering and terrorism. Terrorism is from terror. And terror is to like give terror to everybody so that they're scared to go out and live their daily life, which takes away your freedom to live a life. And so when you're scared to live a life, that's when like these people win, really. And I do like how the character, and as you said, I mentioned it earlier, is when he seems so cool and collected and then he lost it. Exactly what Naseeruddin Shah's character, we don't have a name to call him, but when he mentioned it, he's like, you started getting really scared when talking to me, and then as soon as you found out I was a common man, you're just like, oh, it's chill because you don't do anything, because you're a common man, you wouldn't blow people up. And he even confirmed it when he said, I actually didn't plant any more bombs around the city. And Anupam Kher is like, dude, I know, because you're a common man. Like, a common man doesn't do that.
He's not going to be a bomber.
He's not going to be a bomber. A common man would not put bombs around. That would not be a common man. So he's like, of course. So that's when he like cooled down, and he's like, yeah, but now you think I'm all like out of, you know, that the sting is out of it, you know, because now you think that I'm not going to do anything. And he's like, but, you know, I don't know. So it's so interesting, all of those things. But I'm going to also give it a 9. I was thinking of giving it a 10, but there were just a few little loopholes that I just, you know, like plot holes maybe, that I wish they would have like taken care of, which what police station doesn't have like a comings and goings? Even like signing in and stuff. I mean, so even if he signed in, he would use a fake name. But even then, they would probably check back. Like, why are you bringing a giant duffel bag with you into the police station? Does it have something to do with the case? Should I ask you about it? Because it's not a briefcase. It's not like a purse. It's not a backpack. Even if it was a backpack, I mean, that should probably be checked too.
And the thing is that, I mean, in our trip to India, there were more than a number of places where I'm like, they have a metal detector here? Really?
Dude, metal detectors every freaking where. And they have your back scan, but that is now, like, I'll be honest though. So I think this, if I'm not mistaken, was this in 2008? So I was living in India in 2008, and I gotta tell you, there weren't as many back then as there is now, like metal detectors and all that sort of stuff. So I think now it's like way more common, but still, there were cameras all over the place. So even if you didn't have one in the police station, like there were so many vantage points that maybe there was a camera pointed at that. So check all the areas, and then you'll have at least his face to go on
Yeah.
and whatnot. But anyway, it wasn't about that. I really liked the theme. I liked all that. I liked so much of the dialogue. The dialogue was, I think, really well written, well delivered. So the actors did their part amazingly. You know, it was a...
You know, there was, you know, some of the things now that he did as he was setting up, you know, the lunch, his little lunch, his, what is that, adobo? Dubba. He brought his, and I'm like going, that's the common man. It just re-emphasizes he's just a common man, you know, doing, and even though he's doing this right now, high atop a penthouse rooftop, he's still a common man.
Yeah.
He's
And getting a call from his wife saying like, hey, bring home groceries, do this, do that. I mean, again, that's a typical call with the wife.
So this, again, I'm very impressed with this film. I really did like it.
But I want to say one more thing because you were talking about the pacing.
Yes.
This is a perfect example of a very well-paced movie that didn't have any extra fluff, all that sort of stuff, because it was an hour and 40 minutes, hour 44 minutes, something like that, which I think is the shortest or one of the shortest movies we have ever seen from India so far.
Yeah.
That you and I have watched. And I thought it was perfect. I thought the length was perfect. They developed a story at a really good rate. They had a good suspense at the top. I'm like, okay, I need answers fast because I'm starting to be like freaking out. Like, who is this guy? Why is he doing this? What is this? What is that? And then they answered, and then it was like a really cool conclusion. And I thought it ended really well. I mean, sure, you could throw in a couple dance numbers, which would have pushed it. It would have it would have ruined this type of movie. But it would have pushed it over the 2-hour mark. So a lot of movies, they start getting more and more because they add in dance numbers. This didn't need it. It didn't need a love story. A lot of the movies we've seen the same kind of genre still had a love story. Now, some other movies we watched of Neeraj Pandey was Special 26 and Baby. In both of those, Akshay Kumar, you know, had a love interest. And so it always took time from the main plot to go to the love interest in both. So
if you think about it, again, there was the love interest between the one police officer and his wife and the new baby. There's a little, it's just a little bit, but it was a tie-in to, again, the common man.
The common man, because it's then you start, what I love about this, and you bring up a really good point.
The fact that he's like taking a call from her while he's holding people hostage in the back, I'm like...
Okay, that was, like he was cool as a cucumber, it was great.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
He has become so blasé about this that he's able to take a call with his wife and just be going, yeah.
But that's part of the job. I mean, because he's not able to tell her anything and stress her out because, again, he doesn't want her to worry and live in that fear.
Exactly.
But to us, now this is what I think is great writing, absolutely amazing writing, is because the director and writer of this got us to believe that she and the baby are in danger.
Yes.
From this guy putting in the bomb. So through the whole movie, every time they cut to her, I'm like, oh man, is this when it's going to happen? The bomb is going to be ticking and we're going to be like, boom. And so it got us to live in fear for her and this connection of her and the baby going through the train station. It never happened because the bomb was never there. But that is, again, a tie-in to the major theme, overarching theme, that, hey, I got you. I fooled you. I got you to be fearing her going on a train. What was she supposed to do? Not go and visit her mom? Was she supposed to stay in her house and just live in fear the whole time? She has to live her life, and she goes and she visits the mom. And so it is another tie-in to that whole thing where it's like, look, you're scared, and then in the end, you found out that there was no bomb, then everything is okay. But there could have been, and then it's like, you never know. So I also agree. This was good. This is a really good recommendation. I really appreciate it. I've seen it a number of times, like I was saying, that people are saying, watch this, and we haven't been let down yet with Neeraj Pandey. So, I mean, keep the recommendations coming because I absolutely love it. I love this. Great writing and great story. It was just, Really well done. But let us know in the comments what
Yeah,
you guys
definitely.
thought. And let us know what rating you would give it. And if you haven't yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button, the bell icon, a like button, par thappar maro.